Okay, let's focus on Bank of Baroda because the bank came out with their numbers. The business momentum was strong, loan growth is healthy, gross NPAs is the lowest that we've seen in 36 quarters. Devdatta Chand, who's the MD and CEO of Bank of Baroda, joins us now to discuss their Q4 performance and the business outlook. Mr. Chand, good morning and thank you for speaking to us. First, I wanted to talk a little bit about the loan growth momentum and what you expect could be the full year, loan growth target for FY25, and how do you see corporate loan growth going ahead?
Yeah, thank you very much. So good morning. We said that the guidance for the full year is around 12 to 14%. And if you see the loan growth of Bank of Baroda, particularly for last couple of years, the growth is quite strong. At the same time, we are focusing more on the retailizing the book in terms of the growth in retail has to be faster than the normal. At the same time, the corporate book is also quite robust. We had given almost a 11% growth this year. And going forward also, I believe that the growth would continue in the same.
Okay, so corporate growth is quite robust, you said, and an overall 12 to 14% loan growth guidance for FY25. But I want to know a little bit about SME and the agri portfolio because, we're getting a mixed picture from some of the other bankers. We hear that the agri portfolio continues to be under pressure, especially in some rural pockets. Your own growth has been a bit slower compared to other pockets. Are you facing pressure there? And on an average, what would the growth be?
See, the growth in both that agri and MSME, somewhere we're growing at 12 to 13%, and something again for this year we try to optimize that. And we are targeting at least to grow 1 or 2% higher than the last year growth, both on agri and MSME. And the reason being on the agri, we are now segmenting the agri and we are targeting also the creamy layer of the agri. At the same time, MSME, we are focusing hugely in terms of having the customer cash flow, at the same time trying to have products which can match to the customer cash flow. So there are different strategies for agri and MSME this year, and I think that as you are targeting to grow slightly 1 or 2% higher than the last year, we'll be in a position to do that both in agri and MSME.
All right. Hi, Mr. Chand. Good morning and good to see you. And one point that the street didn't like in these numbers on Friday was the slippages number. So give us some clarity on that. Which segment did contribute to this rise in slippages? Is it seasonal? And what could the recoveries be from these slippages? Give us an outlook for FY25.
Yeah, if you look at the slippage ratio has been better than the last year. We're at 0.99. At the same time, the provision which you are seeing this year vis-a-vis the last year, precisely because of one account, which we have fully provided in, that's aviation account, we talked earlier also, which we have fully provided this year, leading to slightly increase vis-a-vis last year. But as far as if you look at the GNPA and net NPA, everything is trending downwards from many quarters now. And we are also quite hopeful that going forward, we'll be maintaining this trend both in terms of GNPA and net NPA. Secondly, the account where we have made 100% provision, I think substantial upside in terms of recovery going forward because that account is highly collateralized. So we're giving a guidance of around 10,000 crore of recovery this year. We had a guidance of 12,000 crore of recovery last year. And we have rather exceeded our guidance in terms of the recovery for the full year FY23-24. And I'm quite hopeful that this year also will be in a position to achieve the target. Rather, as far as GNPA and net NPA is concerned, we are almost like GNPA less than 3. And although we are not giving a guidance, but we'll be trending towards 2.5 GNPA and 0.5 towards net NPA.
Okay. Can you tell us, now that your app, Bob World, the restrictions have been lifted on that from the RBI, will that incrementally help you with your deposits and advances growth going ahead? Just trying to understand how, that kind of relief that you've gotten from the RBI restrictions, will that sort of help you with your loan, with your deposit growth?
So definitely, if you look at, even if when the ban was there, we could optimize on the deposit. Rather, the impact of the ban is on the retail CASA, retail saving fund account. And if you look at my growth, I'm almost aligned or higher than the market in terms of the growth in saving. So definitely going forward, we are targeting a much higher focus in the CASA, particularly on the retail saving. And if you look at my CASA growth in last quarter, it is better than the full year growth. So there is traction on the CASA, and this particular event of the ban getting revoked, it would definitely help us to optimize that. And this year, again, we are targeting a deposit growth of 10 to 12%. Out of that, main focus would be on the CASA and the retail term deposit. And definitely, this is going to help us more on this.
Okay, got that. I wanted your thoughts on the provisioning norms on project finance that the RBI has put. What is the likely impact on a bank like yours?
See, as far as the guidelines is concerned, it is more of a consultative process and also a draft guidelines. So we are evaluating the impact of that, but I don't think the impact can be a couple of basis point on the credit cost. It may around 7-8 BPS maximum, but we'll give a comment once the final guidelines is issued on the matter. Till that time, we have no comments to offer as far as this guidelines is concerned.
Okay, so no major impact is what we can assume, right?
Yeah.
Got that. Okay. What about the India First Insurance, that IPO? I mean, it never came despite you appointing bankers. Any kind of timeline that you're looking at for the IPO to hit the street?
So there is no timelines, but as far as the process is there, we are still into it. Like as far as divestment is concerned, we'll be again divesting that. But everything would depend upon the market condition and the timing therein. The time could not do that because the market condition was slightly insurance sector, or the prices were not that, valuation was not that attractive. So all would depend upon the valuation and the right timing. And once that is there, we'll be there to upload that.
Do you think sometime of this year it will be possible, coming fiscal?
It can be. All would depend upon the valuation at which I can divest my stake, right? So that's absolutely a market determinant rather than any particular timeline. So if there is an opportunity this year, definitely we'll be again doing that this year.
You have given us most numbers then about this divestment. You intend to do it. You'll have to wait by for the timelines, the loan growth, the sectors that are going to grow, as well as asset quality. What about NIMs? What should that number look like?
NIM, yeah, absolutely. The NIM, as far as the full year NIM is concerned, we had given a guidance of 3.15 plus minus 5 BPS. And the full year NIM is higher than that, actually at 3.18. If you look at the last quarter NIM, it is better than the December quarter NIM. So we're able to manage the asset liability profile so as to maintain the margin part. And going forward also, we're giving the same guidance of 3.15 plus minus 5 BPS. And as far as the current scenario is concerned, the outlook is concerned, I am looking at a, maybe the rate would continue to be higher for longer, but the liquidity part, I think, would moderate as compared to the last year. A scenario like that, I think we'll be in a position to maintain our margin for this year going forward and continue to have the guidance of 3.15 plus minus 5 BPS.
Okay. All right. We will let you go on that note. Thank you so much for joining us and speaking to us on CNBC TV 18. Appreciate your time here.